teammates, but I did have a healer that was just kind of ignoring me.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. So more on the tracer.
yeah, I kind of wanted to pick characters that we'd play in scrims.
Yeah. Wait. So for say we're playing double bubble, would you be on tracer or would that be cryo? Or
Either one can play either. We're both
okay.
pretty decent at both.
Okay.
It just really depends who we want.
Yeah. And then on Ash, are you better on Ash or Echo?
Uh, I think I'm actually pretty equal on both.
Okay. Cool. So um yeah, let's just check out the tracer then. I went over some
Um,
tracer stuff with cryo yesterday, so I'll kind of go
yeah,
over similar things, but let's see what happens in this comp game first.
yeah.
Okay, so you hear a TP. Alright. So actually, before I even get into this, let's take a look at our comp. So, tell me about our comp. What is our tanks trying to do? What's our supports trying to do? Like, what do we like here?
Uh,
Not including yourself.
like big brawl.
Um, well, yeah, kind of. We just like to. Ryan likes to brawl. Hog, he kind of prefers to flank and take an off angle and get picks, but
Mm-hmm.
he could brawl with Ryan. But specifically, our supports are very very bad at healing you in particular. So this means we're not going to be getting Zen orbed for duels.
Yeah.
Like best case scenario, Ana snipes us really quick.
Yeah.
So we have to be aware of that. So it's the
Yeah.
first step to every single round, or every single fight, because comp switch is to take a look at our comp and what we're good at and how we want to play it. So with this tracer,
Yeah.
we wanna we kind of want to be brawling with the team from an off angle
Yeah.
essentially. So this is fine, but we're going a little bit too fast. So
Yeah.
um yeah, this is actually mad weird. Let me just take a bird's eye from this. So yeah, this is just really unfortunate by our team because we're super split.
Yeah.
But as Tracer right now, we want to be playing conservatively with our recall. We want to be looking for opportunities rather than just like shooting the first thing we see. So if you just
Yeah.
look at like really like macro wise, well not macro, just like bird's eye view, like we could have helped our McCree here, probably killed that Cree.
Yeah.
It's about patience. When there's not a when we have a dive comp, we're expecting to go in on the dive. Like we know I'm
Yeah.
waiting for this. But if we have a Ryan and Hog, it's not gonna happen. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
wait for someone to get low. We have to wait for something to happen. We basically want our tanks to be drawing attention from the enemy, and then that's where we go in. Unfortunately, it's our squishies that are doing that because we just went two separate ways. It's comp, whatever. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. Okay.
I play on a really high sense. Holy crap.
Some people do it and it works for them, so it's fine. But what I'm just gonna go through this at 0.75. What don't I like about this right now? Here, and then it gets worse. It gets even worse here, and then we get out. What
Yeah.
what don't I like about? Hold on. Slow it down. Look at you. What's the issue? Right here.
I'm in the middle of their
Mhm.
team.
You're in the middle of their team. You're not controlling sight lines. As Tracer, you only have 150 HP, so you have to be super
Yeah.
cautious. You're hard to hit, but if everyone on the other enemy team is shooting at you, you're gonna get hit eventually. And you don't have recall right now, so you have to be extra cautious. So
Yeah.
I think your biggest issue is where you're flanking from. All right. So
Yeah.
if we just replay it one more time, what would be so actually, let me just describe it really quick. So, right now, let's just draw the perimeter of their like setup. So it's like, okay, it's like this, right? Like this is their like you don't want to be
Say
in the middle
area. Yeah.
of that. Like unfortunately, I don't have the drawing thing downloaded right now. But imagine we just connected the dots between all of the enemies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to be coming out from the outside of that. So say from this way. If we go in
Okay.
from here and then we start fighting this BAP, and we're dueling him, so we want to blink behind him. And then we blink like this or something. We end up in the middle of their team. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
about taking one angle at a time. So if you come
Okay.
from here, and also not to mention you have no idea what's behind
Yeah.
this corner. Like you're not sure.
Look
So
at sideline.
scouting is super duper important as Tracer, and you have access to infinite angles. You could just take whatever route you want and
Mhm.
scout from wherever you want. So
Okay.
take advantage of that. So, but the main thing I want you to picture in your head is you don't want to be um, caught in the middle like this. Again, just if we just draw if we connect the dots for the enemy, you don't want to be in the middle of it. You want to be on the
Mhm.
outside of. I'm having a hard time like using the words for it, but like
I know what you're trying to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where did we go? So yeah, now we have to. So this is downtime now. This is time we're spending to set back up and get HP. When we could be doing damage, contesting flanks, etc. Oh shit! Wait, sorry. I looked away for 2 seconds. So this is pretty good. This is a direct flank. They're super bunched up. Our team is coming from here. This is ideal.
Mhm.
This is ideal. But now we have to be a little cautious because they're gonna turn on us here. Oh, yeah, we should have got hooked there. So our team is not fast enough to really pinch them here. Like they could have if they actually walked, but they didn't. So I would have retreated out this way, but it's okay. Rather than that way. But we end up okay. We probably shouldn't have got hooked though. So again. So
Kind of
this
went for a
is,
suicide run.
huh?
That was kind of like a suicide run.
Yeah. So you obviously know this is wrong. I'm not going to go over it for too long.
Yeah.
But let's actually go over why it's wrong. So, where are they looking? Where are they expecting our team to come from?
Through white.
This way. This angle. Even though you don't
Yeah.
come through white, you're coming through this way. And
Yeah.
there is technically 4 entrances on point, or to point. A couple more if you're a Genji or something, or a Pharah. So we have to take advantage of this. It's similar to on Hanamura in our scrim. When we were trying to do double bubble, we were either taking only 2 angles as a team or 1, rather than
Mhm.
3 or even 4, which double bubble is capable of with the Echo, with the Tracer, the Monkey, and a Zarya on a slide off angle.
Mhm.
So yeah, as Tracer, we should just always be okay. Let's get to flanking. Let's get to flanking. That's the
Okay.
like if we're not actively fighting someone and like in a duel that we could confidently either win or getting value out of because we're distracting them, we should instantly be like, okay, flank, flank, flank. Because
Okay.
like I don't expect you to get a one clip on someone here, but what you're doing is you're making them turn around, so our team could actually push in a lot safer. Not to mention if our team aggresses on them and then their back line is like, oh shit, I have to back up. Guess what? They can't back up. They're going to be backing up into your bullets, and that's how you get one clips, because they're going to be
Mhm.
walking in a straight line backwards, and that's how you get one clips. Like you're not going to get one clips just like maybe if you're Dante or something, but you're not going to get one clips by like triple blinking in and like just trying to dome someone on the head.
Yeah.
So you should be flanking right side right here or left or like it again. I'm not gonna tell you which flanks to make, wherever which routes. I trust the player to do that. I trust the player to make
Yeah.
those decisions. I just want you to get the idea down.
Yeah.
and then almost teach yourself, because that's the most efficient way to learn. Oh.
I don't want to talk about that.
It's okay, it's okay.
Once.
So yeah, we're just looking for a pulse bomb here, but is this the time? Like, we're down some.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to go over that for too long, but notice, again, we just pushed in where they're looking. Rather than taking a flank, setting
Yeah.
up, maybe destroying their turrets, or their teleporter, and then taking the fight from there. Half of each fight is the preparation before the fight. A lot of people, it's, oh, I have great mechanics, so I don't really need to think too much. I don't have a great mechanics, so I have to, like, think a lot more. I have to be, okay, how am I going to prep before this fight? How am I going to do this, and positioning is, like, the main way people prep. Obviously, you have to plan, ult track, but that's more in scrims. In comp, you have to set yourself up. Because, again, you are, like, the only person you could rely on in comp. Because
Yeah.
I've been saying this a lot recently, but in comp, what is the only constant variable in each comp game?
Yourself?
Yourself. You have 5 random teammates and 6 random opponents every game. A random map every game. Random game mode as well. So, it's the only thing you can count on is yourself. And how do you count on yourself and give yourself the most opportunities to actually do shit? You have to live and set yourself up for success when it comes to these fights. So as Echo, we should already be thinking, okay, where do we want to go? Should we be spamming down main? Sure. Let's get the Valley out of this window. Once you see that hog, we gotta be scared though. Once you see the hog, our first reaction should be to just shift. Just shift up, because up is an off angle. This is an angle, because you could see them, and if you get in trouble, you could just drop and then they can't see you anymore. So that's a nice angle to take. Like, you should be dead here, but that's okay. We do not just want to be standing in main. So our team's going right. Let's complement them. Okay, we go left. Okay, this is fun. So, what do I like, and what don't I like? I'm gonna ask you. What do you think I like about this? About what you're trying to do here?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Sure. So, if you're Echo, do I want you walking behind your team this way, just following them?
No.
No. So what you're doing here is nice. You're taking angles. You're pushing them out. Making them be like, or you're like, okay, you can't. Kree can't spam here from anymore. I'm gonna make you go to point or something. But the issue is what? What is our team doing? Yeah, he just got hooked off the map, but
Yeah, we're kind of getting destroyed.
well, no, we're not getting destroyed. We're just setting up. We're just waiting.
Oh, yeah.
We're not ready to fight yet. There's a few good ways to tell when the fight is starting, and usually it starts with a main tank. So with Ryan, what's a good way to know when to go in when we're playing with Orion?
I mean, when the whole team is huddled up with him and we start going in.
Well, what's an action that he could be doing? That's like, okay, yeah, we're fighting right now.
Puts a shield down or earth shatters.
Well, Earth Shatter, swing,
Yeah.
and those are pretty much the main things. If he gets bubbled and he's going in, so with Ryan, that's how you tell. With Monkey, it's a little bit more obvious, right? He jumps, I go. A little bit more obvious, but with Ryan, you have to wait. You have to be a little bit more patient. Let him set up. Now you could poke. You could poke from here, like boom, 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 up. McCree shot me a few times. I'm gonna get this mega. But once you're here, we're committing to this angle. So all of a sudden, since we got pressured out, because we were early, our team ends up going in when we're not ready. So we pretty much provided like a little distraction that fight, and that was about it. So it's about constant value, and the way you get constant value is to, you know, be with your team, or not
Yeah.
be with your team, but be on the same page and in sync with your team. And again, in comp, you're not going to be getting these comms. And scrims, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But in comp, it's going to be up to you to actively be like, okay, I'm looking this way. Okay, Orion's not ready. He's just standing there. I'm not sure what he's doing. Up, he's walking up. I'm just keep poking. Up, all right, he's going in. I'm ready to go in now. Because if you start doing this McCree while this fight is happening, they don't have to deal with the McCree. Like Orion is doesn't have to deal with that Cree, which is a huge chunk of their damage.
Yeah.
And the flashbang is probably the scariest thing he's thinking about here. So that's how you indirectly get value,
Okay.
especially as DPS, just by contesting angles at the right time. Okay, so little Junkrat. Uh-oh. So super subtle, but these little things make the difference. You know,
Alright.
a better hog maybe lands a hook. So what is a little scary about this?
I am the front line, basically.
You're the front line, and you're not really playing this corner. You're near the corner, but there's a difference between being near a corner and playing a corner. With Junk, you have downtime between your shots. You should be like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. That's how you get a lot of value out of Junk. And obviously, since there's no reason to stand here as you're getting ready for your next shot, you might as well not put yourself at risk. And it's almost like reloading in the middle of combat, you know?
Yeah.
Except not as bad. See, like boom, you're getting
Yeah.
hooked by a lot of better hogs there.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we probably didn't think about what we were using that trap for, but we should be using traps for either covering flanks or helping frontline, like making sure
Yeah.
that like their Rhine or something can't just push. But trap is like. So we want to just be constantly spamming this out. Nice. Good reaction, good reaction. Yeah, just take another angle. Okay.
Oh god.
I just want to kind of replay that a little bit. So, actually, I'm gonna just fully go back. So, although I said we want to be, you know, not peeking it the whole time, we want to be putting as much spam into that choke as we possibly can.
Well, we can ricochet them off.
Yeah.
So we technically don't
So-
have to be in view at all.
Yeah, so, I mean, I mentioned how I do like off angles, but with Junk prefers to shoot down funnels and
Yeah.
like small chokes rather than open space.
Yeah.
So sure, I'm fine with taking like a shot or two, but our main objective here is just to clog up the lane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also unfortunate I don't have a Rhine, so that's like gonna be the main spam target. But I don't love this oh wait. Yeah, I don't love this rotation of main. We should just keep spamming this out, because look how much space they take here. If we're spamming
Yeah.
right here, that could be big damage. That's alright.
I think my team started retreating there too.
Well,
They're
they
just
started retreating
dipping.
because they were like, okay, you know, we probably don't, like, they probably sense that they're just walking up to us.
Yeah.
And the reason they were walking up so freely is because we weren't spamming like we were before.
Yeah.
Obviously, upon other reasons, like our team could have done better things. But again, the constant variable in comp is yourself. So that's the only thing that we're even remotely worried about. Boom. We'll take it. Alright, so yeah, we should just push up at. Oh, alright, so is this a favorable duel for us?
Oh God, no.
Not even close. The main reason being is because he is in open space. Like, you're gonna be either nasty or you're gonna be like a demo main to hit these. Like,
Yeah,
you
we
gotta be
won't.
insane. Like,
Yeah.
to hit, 2 in a row or something. It's
Or just the
doable,
1-2 combo.
but
It is, but
it's just not favorable.
it's not a good.
We don't have, a higher percent chance of winning this.
I was so
And
tempted to riptire him right there.
so like he absolutely ints,
Yeah.
but be honest, I would have just left him honestly. I would just been like, yeah, let's just walk. Like we just killed their back. Okay, so he's absolutely feeding. We kill him. Easy.
Oh, this Genji died.
Zarya through. Actually, it was a bait. It was a bait. So yeah, that was just kind of a clusterfuck. I'm just gonna skip over that.
Yeah.
But we should be figuring out how we want to use Tiger, because that's like the only shot we have here.
Can't remember how the tire went here.
Well, yeah, now you're in a predicament. Someone has to touch, but you also want your tire. So if Monkey touches, it's hella doable. We big lamp, which is cool. Okay, so
Yeah. It's a problem I have a lot.
watch us one last. I would have just taken out Lucio.
Yeah. That would have been the smart idea.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I didn't see the battlefield come out after you passed a Lucio, but
I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think my plan
once we
there
come
was...
back around this way, we see that lamp field. We have how much time left? We have 6 more seconds left once you see that lamp field. Actually,
Yeah.
even more. So once you see that, we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna stall this out. We're like we almost have to get value out of this to get any chance of winning. So we actually could have killed him, but he was sneaky. So yeah, just right here, you see the lamp. Just be okay. I'm gonna stall. I'm gonna wait this lamp out and get at least 1 kill.
That was my initial plan, but it
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah. Well, what you should have just completely turned around.
Yeah.
Quick 180, like, oh yeah, I'm out of there. So yeah, I mean,
It was a big roll.
obviously this is probably pretty close to unwinnable, even if you played your very, very best. Like, you would have made it closer, but there's a good chance you still may have lost. But that's the point. Like, you just want to put yourself in this spot where you can win each game. Because how I see it is there's, say out of like 30 games. I mean, this is not entirely accurate, but this is kind of how I see it. In about 30 games, there's about 5 games that's a guaranteed win, about 5 games that's a guaranteed loss, and about 20 where you could really sway it one way or another.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of see it. Like again, there's some games where it's like no matter how bad you play, you're probably gonna win. No matter how good you play, you're probably gonna lose. But it's about focusing on those 20 games out of 30, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna make an actual difference. I'm gonna play this game and get my team in it. Like I'm gonna keep my team in it.
Yeah.
So like if you see these type of games, just be like, okay, I'm gonna go in a carry mindset. And go from there. That doesn't mean like trying to 1v6. That means like okay, really playing with your team, like carrying your team like in that kind of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was again kind of a rough one. Pretty frustrating, I'm sure.
A bit.
So Li Zhang
And Route 66 and Hanamura, I think, were the ones. Yeah.
Okay.
On Route, I think I just played Hit Scan.
En route. Okay. How about Han?
I played mix of everything. Mostly like the entire second round was just Junkrat.
Alright, so we'll do the other one. What was it?
Route 66.
Sure. We'll go over this one somewhat quick. We only have like 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My stomach is acting up right now. Holy fuck. Bro, it's that college cafeteria food, bro. Stay away from that. Holy shit.
We have a mini restaurant at my high school,
Dude, you're lucky. Holy
but it's
fuck.
extremely expensive.
Oh fuck.
The
really?
fries taste like chicken. So it's
The
really
fries taste like chicken. In a
Yeah.
good way or a bad way?
in a good way, but
Yeah.
they're really expensive. The poutine is just horrible.
Damn. Yeah. Okay, so we're just pushing car, which is okay. Nice. Nothing to say here. So we have this advantage. We don't really need to take a power flank. It's oh yeah, so our run absolutely feeds. So when we're up there, we don't need to take a huge power flank, like I would suggest in a neutral, or even if we're down. We're just trying to ease our way through this fight. We're like, okay, we're up. We're just gonna pump out damage because if we actually think about it, we have more stats than them. We do more damage than them. We have more HP than them because we have an extra player than them. Literally, imagine a 5v6 game. Like the only, like say there's a lever. The only way you're losing that game is if you like throw and take 1v1s or something.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, he threw, but we were, I think we were doing the right thing there. So this is scary now.
Yeah, I tried getting out.
Yeah, I probably just should have gone out coast, but it's okay. But I would like you to start from high ground instead.
Yeah.
Nice, we do that. So from here, we get free picks, literally. So, why did you drop? Is there any reason?
Zarya scared me. She hit me
Zarya?
directly with a little grenade, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die."
See how much HP you have after you get hit by that. So free killing the Ana. Okay. So we get tapped.
Yeah.
So instead of your reaction to damage or danger when you're in high ground being up, I'm just gonna dip and jump off. Obviously, there's situations where you're going to have to do that. Instead, just be, okay, fuck that. I'm gonna just hide behind here, get my heals back, and then boom, I'm beating the Zarya from mid range. Like, there's no way the Zarya kills me from here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I want your reaction to be like, okay, I'm gonna keep this high ground, but I'm just gonna peek the corner. We're closing down. Because look at angle-wise, how awkward this is compared to here. Like right here, boom, you gotta pick off the bat. Like literally just boom.
Yeah.
Like she was low and you just tapped him. So from here, okay, I'm threatening all of these guys. From here, you're not. From here, you're getting spammed out. There are Rhines in your face. We don't like that. We like to be here. If you want to be more extreme, here. Similar to the Tracer tip I gave you. Like, we want to be threatening the backline, especially when they're trying to back up. Say our team is pushing and they're backing up. We want to be like, up. And no, you don't. You're backing up into my bullets. Oh, no, you don't. You know, you're backing up into my bullets. Like, that's what we want to be. Like, we want to be threatening the backline as much as possible. That's crazy. See, like, we don't want to play that spam game. Kree doesn't have great spam. He really doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have great shield break. He doesn't really want to be behind the front line. He wants to be really threatening flanks. He could take those duels. Like we saw when that Kree inted on Lijiang. We couldn't do much as Jung because we knew he's just a better duelist than us. Like, that's just what he does. Kree is a duelist. And he threatens flanks and shit like that. So, what don't I like about this?
Not on the high ground.
All of this, every single fight, I want you at least starting from high ground. Because what can you do from high ground that you can't do on low ground?
Kit. Better view.
Yeah. Well, despite all the positives that high ground gives, which are a lot, you can always drop
down. Yeah.
But as McCree, like if you're Genji, whatever, But if you're as Kree, you can't just get back up yet. It's gonna take time, which means there's gonna be downtime, and you don't want to be walking up to a high ground mid fight. Again, it's all about the preparation before the fight. You always want to prep yourself before the fight, every single fight. So we're scared because it's higher. This is fine. So even though we're scared here, we're still not. This is basically just downtime. We're not. Nice. Okay, we'll take it. So, preparation. Get the fuck off the cart. Get off the cart. This go top right, go top left. Do something. Take an angle, because
I think I just stay there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm talking as if you're gonna listen to me here.
No. I think my team just left the cart. Didn't bother.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're pushing up because like they're like, okay, someone else is gonna be in cart, so I'm just gonna push up. Like, think about it. Lucio is doing nothing right now. Like, he's putting out like a damage point per second, but you actually threaten this space. If you're here, you actually threaten this Reinhardt, and he's like, okay, I can't just walk because multiple things are shooting at me at once. It's Winston, it's you, and then Ryan's win from here. So you want to be threatening either tanks or supports as much as possible, or anyone, I guess, because DPS too. So yeah, we basically lost us that fight, honestly.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, because it was kind of just a 5v6. I thought that was there, Lucio. I thought he was running at you or something. So, from here. Actually, no, this is okay. Okay, but although we don't want, like I just said, we don't want to be spending downtime going on flanks like mid-fight.
Yeah.
Like, if we're like, okay, I'm just in the middle of everything, we should definitely just commit to that.
Okay.
We just win because they throw, honestly. Like, their Reaper goes way too deep. So just imagine, when they're backing up, you're here instead. Free kills. Absolutely free. It's about creating a pincer. A pinch or a choke. You know, like, Reinhardt does not have that ability because he has to be frontline. Monkey has that ability, but he can't contest people from this range. So you are just absolutely... This is your wheelhouse. You crush people from this range and on angles. You want to avoid being too long of range. You want to avoid being too close of range, especially against a Reinhardt. He was low, so that's fine. So yeah, preparation before the fight. What is this? Do not push cart. Beautiful. We just kill her. She feeds. So nice. This is good. So we're setting ourselves up. So imagine they have a legit recontest here, and they're going in, and they all just stack on point. Rather than being on low ground where they could actually walk up to you and like try and kill you, being up here, they can't do shit about it. Like, you could still land your flashes from up here if they get close enough. And it's just you're just farming their recontest pretty much. That's how you really dominate recontest. Like anything, but if you have angles against a recontest, it's over with.
Yeah.
Because think about it, you're like, okay, like, you know exactly where the fight's gonna be. It's gonna be on cart. So you're like, okay, we're just gonna surround the cart. It's a lot harder when you don't know where the fight's gonna be, but when you do know, you have to take advantage of that. And just in general, the easiest way to determine when or where a fight's gonna be, I should say, is the cart.
Yeah.
Or you know, the objective, whatever. So, what do I not like about this? I just mentioned range, right?
Yeah.
So this is mad scary for us, because the Ryan, although, you know, we could get flash kills, you know, fan the hammer, whatever. Their Ryan, their Mei, this is their range. This is their wheelhouse. You know, if we're playing a a ranged team, sure, we want to be taking these flanks and, you know, surprising someone with a flashbang, whatever. But against this type of team, we could be on high ground or on the left or just somewhere, you know, spreading the map out angle-wise and really, you know, pounding in damage. Right here, not to mention, is this a little too close for McCree, too close for comfort, but there's no angles that we're actually obtaining here, right?
Yeah.
So these are all things to keep in mind when you think about where you want to be playing here. So yeah, just push the cards and someone else's. You can't do much about it. Like your team's throwing by not, especially Lucio, but not pushing cart. Honestly, in comms, if this is happening, I'd just be like, yo, Lucio, get the fuck on cart.
I was telling them, why is no one pushing cart?
Yeah. I mean, comms sometimes you just gotta tell kids what to do.
Yeah, there was only 3 people in voice chat, so.
Unlucky. So, beautiful positioning right here. I guarantee if we don't drop, okay, we have to drop because our Lucio, like, look, what is our Lucio doing?
Being Frogger.
So yeah, this is another just unfortunate game. So, we're gonna have to put our backpack on here.
I think that happens in the next round, actually. I think I got a lot better in the second round than in the first round.
Good reaction. High Noon is really good at countering aggression. That's something to keep in mind. Rather than, like, taking space is, you could take space with High Noon, but it's much better when it comes to for denying space.
Yeah.
Please don't drop. This is so good here. Oh.
I think I got thirsty with that Reinhardt.
Okay, so we would not get caught in this freeze. Oh, we don't get caught in the freeze anyways, but if we're on high ground. Damn, that Reaper is just dumb or something. So, again, this is cons of playing in these spots, because all of a sudden we're like, these ults are not necessarily meant for us, but we're gonna get caught in them.
Yeah.
100%. Like that Male, that she didn't whiff it, would have hit us. We got shattered. We should totally be dead by now. And
That Lucio
we are dead.
me up.
Yeah, that's kind of nasty. Okay. So we want to open up the map a little bit. We want to be going wide left. You know, we get caught in another ult because we're main. Please don't High Noon from here. Nice. We could come. So just another reason why high ground is so good. Obviously, you're not like a diver. You're not going to be diving with this monkey, but you can be helping this monkey from here. That BAP could be dead.
Yeah.
He could totally be dead. I mean, he got our monkey. He inted, but we have to help our inting teammates, like because that BAP could totally die. That's like 2 shots or something. So now it's time to make a play. High ground, high ground, high ground. Take a left. See, we're just getting spammed out by things that are not even intended for us. 1, 2, and then the turret, and then all those things were not intended for us. We want the enemy to be thinking about us. Be thinking, okay, the McCree's up top, I have to deal with it, rather than I'm just gonna spam. Oh, I got a McCree. Like, that's what happens when you just run down main as 6.
Yep.
You like, you're not forcing them to make any hard decisions or think at all. They're just like, yep, right click, fire strike. It's gonna hold this corner, whatever. But if you're here, you're forcing them to make a choice. And that choice is either, okay, I'm a duel you, I'm a sit here and hope we're okay, or I'm gonna have to get out. I'm gonna have to, you know, just retreat somehow.
Yeah.
So that's really, if you really break down Overwatch and how to get value, especially on a DPS character, just forcing the enemies, specifically their supports, to make tough decisions.
Yeah.
Such as okay, do I stay in this spot and continue to try and heal my Reinhardt, even though this McCree may kill me, or do I have to bail on this Reinhardt and save myself? Like, these are the tough choices you have to you know, force that BAP to make. Because I mean, oftentimes they're not gonna bail on the Reinhardt, especially in this rank. They're gonna be like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep healing him because that's my job, and then they're gonna die because you're gonna kill them. It's about setting up. It's the main thing.
I think another thing is that when I play McCree, I have the mindset of I can kill people closer than Ashe. That's why I stayed up in high ground more with Ashe than I did with McCree.
Well, you could always go in for, you know, a flashbang, fan the hammer real quick.
Yeah.
But you're gonna find those opportunities a lot easier from like flank high grounds rather than I'm just gonna stand like behind my team or something. So, and also McCree's wheelhouse is like close midish range rather than like point blank, or like there's Ashe range, there's Kree range, and then like Widow range is like something else like entirely. But yeah, this is fine. The fuck is going on? Nice. Punish the feeder. And believe it or not, we are on a nice little angle here.
Yeah, they pulled out the Bastion since last round.
Okay, so yeah, this is super minor, especially for no, this is like a more of a GM thing I'd point out. But like, what is like really bad about this? Like, we don't really know that we can't get shot, but like we're shooting this angle, meanwhile we're being exposed to this angle.
I tunnel visioned that Reinhardt.
Exactly. So I mean, if you want to shoot the Ryan, that's totally cool. Rotate here.
Yeah.
But I think the play instead is just punish your backline, because they're gonna be like, oh shit, we gotta save Orion, and they're gonna be distracted on that. So all this damage you're pumping into this Ryan, like you're 3 shots, that'll kill a squishy.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, you'll get more damage by shooting tanks, but you're gonna get more value by shooting supports. Even if you're not hitting the supports, you're just putting so much pressure on them. And I mean, you're good. Like, you hit these shots easy all day long. You just have to be in the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna get picks. I'm not gonna take the safe route and just shoot this Reinhardt. I'm gonna take the value route, burn the backline, and then just kill all of them. Because you have the mechanics to do so. You do. I think if anyone puts in the time, they do it. Like, but you either have it naturally or you already did put in the time. And see, this is not favorable. I'm not sure if you knew the Bastion was there.
I don't think I did.
But no matter if you knew he was there or not, this is your spot. This is McCree territory, because he's covering flanks. You know, he has this flashbang for these duels. Because imagine, you know, McCree jumped up here somehow, like Ashe is doing, and then flashbanged that Bastion. He's dead. Like, you just right click, he's dead. Right? So that's the difference between Ashe and Kree. Kree could roam around a little bit, you know, see what's going on. Ashe likes to hold, you know, all these angles. Like, okay, supports, you can't go anywhere. And if the tank's int, I'm gonna kill them. That's your rule here. Like, you're not interested in dueling these guys on flanks.
Yeah.
And again, you didn't know he was there, but this is just not your spot. This is your spot. You're res, so it's all right. So, really quick, do you play CS:GO or Valorant, or did you ever play any of those games?
I have like 500 hours on Rainbow.
Okay, so that's kind of similar. So, when we're focusing on this angle, once again, we don't want to be exposed to any other angle. We want to go angle by angle, one at a time. If we're focused on the drunk guy, okay, I'm gonna stand here and just laser focus here. If we're like, okay, he's probably not going that way, or he's backing up, whatever, or we're like, our hog has got it covered, boom, we could expose ourselves to this angle. And then if we're like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't like anything there, then I'm going to expose myself here and try and pick whichever support's up there. So it's about
Yeah.
angle by angle. Um, I don't know how much of a thing that is in Rainbow. I'm sure it
Rainbow
is.
is all
Yeah,
angles basically.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
that it happened to be that I played a very aggressive non-angle style.
Yeah, I used to play so much CS:GO when I was
I
younger.
just roamed on Siege, and that's basically how I did it.
Even if you're roaming or flanking, whatever, in CS:GO we call it a lurker. Um,
Yeah.
like they're checking every corner, every angle, one at a time.
Yeah.
Because if they put themselves in a situation where they're exposed to multiple angles, they're taking a risk. They're basically guessing 50-50. Okay, I'm guessing that they're here, but there could be someone else there, for
Yeah.
instance. It's just limiting, you know, the percent chance of you getting caught off guard.
Yeah.
So I love that bob. That was a beautiful bob, but why drop? You're in this power position.
Because I
No,
lost sight of the Reinhardt. I was like, oh
that's
no.
that's fine. If you're making them like be some scared Ryan playing under here, this is not what Ryan wants to do. You're forcing their tanks or this Reinhardt to basically be useless. And look at now he's in McCree's angle. So this is how you want to be playing it. You don't like this is your angle. You can be like, okay, now the Ryan's down there. Fuck it. He's not doing jack shit. I'm gonna kill people that actually can do stuff. So Ana, she could heal people. Zarya can do damage from range. And another thing you want to be doing is pinchering with your Bob. That's a huge thing. If you're pinchering with your Bob is the only reliable teammate you're gonna have in comp. He is. You're just gonna throw him here and be like, okay, he's covering this angle. I'm gonna cover this angle. So now there's no part of the map that I am not controlling.
Yeah.
If you're like, okay, you could use Bob as scouting. Bob's shooting that way. There's got to be someone that way. So it's about the grand scheme of the fight. It's like, okay, yeah, like I want to kill that Ryan, but do I want to put myself in danger to kill that Ryan? No. Again, you want to stay alive. Your life, you living, is more important than that Ryan dying.
Yeah.
In fact, you living is pretty much more important than almost anything. In comp, at least. So yeah, chilling here. Prefer you to be behind the billboard doing a corner peek, which you are now, which is good. But similar to the junk tip I said when you're trying to do like boom, boom, boom with junk.
Yeah.
Like during the downtime when he's putting like whether he's reloading or between shots. With Ash, it's the same thing. You want to be like boom, boom, like jiggle peeking it.
Mhm.
And especially when you're reloading. And again, they don't really have any major threats, so actually it's not a huge deal, like range-wise, but it's just a really good habit to get into. So this is just mad scary. I mean, I'm fine with it. Huge dynamite. Beautiful. Just don't overstay your welcome, because you don't know what is coming through this way.
Yeah.
Because you're not even looking there. Okay, we just dip out. It's just scary. But just run away. High ground, thank you. So something that I feel like you'd use high ground a lot more as Ash. Like
Yeah.
for the reason being, like you said, yeah, it's just more natural for Ash to be on high ground, but I think it's because you're coach gun as well. Like
Yeah, it really is, I
yeah,
think
so
too.
as Ash, you don't have to prep before the fight as much as a Kree. As
Mhm.
Ash, you just be like, okay, because boom, now I'm on high ground. Same with like a Genji, Hanzo, whatever. They have access to high ground whenever they want, basically. But with Kree, this is something you have to keep in mind. You have to be, okay, I am slow, so I have to prep before
Yeah.
fights. I have to set up before fights. So,
Yeah.
super duper, absolutely, catastrophically important for McCree.
Yeah. I think that's why I play so many mobile characters.
I mean, honestly, that could be the same for me. I prefer to play mobile characters.
I just I don't really like think before I start doing stuff. I
Yeah.
just kind of do things on the spot.
Yeah, you just autopilot, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? Like
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
sometimes it does, yeah. But especially in comp,
Yeah.
I want you to get in the habit of thinking, how am I getting max value? The two things is seeing where your team is, and then being like, okay, I'm gonna go here and prep before the fight. Those are the two things. That's the process I want every single fight to start with.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Hold on, I'll be right back. Like literally 2 seconds. Alright, I'm back. We have a few more minutes, so I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of understand where your issues lie, and I think you're beginning to as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay if we end a tad earlier than I usually do with people. So again, there's no reason. This is our wheelhouse. This is
Yeah.
where we like to be.
Hmm.
And again, with Bob, what do we want to do with Bob? We're contesting. I mean, we actually die for that, which is really unfortunate. But with
Yeah.
Bob, Bob's our only reliable teammate, right? So, like I said, that's where we're going to be creating our pincers. We don't want to be flanking as Ash, really.
Yeah.
Um, but Bob, who the fuck cares? He could go to wherever he wants. So, I mean, if I were to nitpick, I would say throw Bob right here. You know, make their
Yeah.
Bastion make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna move or I'm gonna shoot this Bob. And if he's like, and if you see him start shooting your Bob, just be like, no, I'm just gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Like that's you have to force these tough decisions. And with Ash, her kit is angles, Bob, and then Dynamite. Those are how you're really gonna be forcing people to make these tough decisions.
Yeah.
And there's no tough decision you're making them make. You're just like, okay, you just dropped on high ground, I'm gonna shoot you, or dropped from high ground, it's gonna beam you down. So, see if there's anything else crazy we have to see. Probably won't be. So like, yeah, Bob can test a point there, but Aran is basically doing the same shit. He's doing the same thing. Like if we had a monkey on our team, then bobbing that cart is a lot more, forgivable. Because monkey doesn't want to be, sitting on cart like Ryan can.
Yeah.
Monkey's better at off angling, so, well, not off angling, but taking flanks and pressuring backline. So if we have a Ryan, we want to be complementing our Ryan and throwing Bob in the backline. Now, obviously, it's hard to think of all this shit on the spot. Like in hindsight, like obviously my job's like not that hard because I could just think of it like in hindsight. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a process, and he is gonna ult, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
There's no way. All right, our hog sucks. So yeah, he definitely should not have been able to kill two people though. And that's kind of a collective fault there. So yeah, just live, put damage out, get ready for Bob.
And then, oof.
Why? Why?
It was really unfortunate that the second I dropped, he shattered.
See, you are regretting right now not
I
being up here.
am.
Or Ash is at least. She's like, man, why the fuck did I drop?
Yeah.
from the top ropes. Bob that.
I don't even remember when I used Bob.
We may not need Bob actually. We'll see. I think it's fine waiting like this. Oh, alright, now Bob, not okay, yeah. Oh,
It was a last
unfortunate.
ditch effort to live.
Yeah. I probably would have bobbed sooner, especially once they committed window. Because, I mean, Bob's a pretty expendable ult, honestly. Like, you want to
Yeah.
be putting out as many Bobs as possible rather than saving it. It's kind of like Nano.
Mhm.
So if you just put him right here, not only is he sabotaging this window, but he's literally just going to kill this guy and or going to force the rest of the back line to just dip. And hide. And cower. So it's unfortunate that we didn't get him on point here. But again, we probably just should have been a little bit more decisive with how we wanted to use Bob. And I'm gonna go on to say I hate this angle. This is more of a Kree angle.
Mhm.
Like this is pretty sexy for Ashe. Like this is Ashe range.
I've never seen that
This is
one.
Kree range. Well, yeah, this is a little, you know, a little less cool, a little less flashy. Just kind of just in the back. I would have also preferred up here though. This is way
Yeah.
better. Because the Zarya, she wants to grab you. Sure, go right ahead, but it's going to be harder for her to follow up on it. Then, like, think of it, you want to be on the highest of high grounds.
Yeah.
Rather than just high ground. I'm just probably just going to zoom through this. Through the rest of this. Since we have scrims in 5.
Yeah. I
So
think I had
May.
the last ditch May. I don't even think I did very much with that.
Okay, this is good. This little angle you're taking with May. By the way, that's exactly what I want you to be doing in our scrims when we're playing the May
Yeah.
Brawl. When there's a Ryan, let Ryan take the face-to-face angle, since it doesn't matter because he can go through shields. So you want to be taking those little annoying little left or right angles.
I wanted this bastard to be frozen so bad.
Yeah, it's just over with. I think they just had more ults. Unfortunately. Oh, that we could win it. Uh-oh. How is he not frozen?
I don't know how he didn't die quicker. I used my ice.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I know why he's not frozen. I'm pretty sure a while back they made it so you can't stack stuns. So like I don't think I don't think you could freeze him while he's on the ground anymore. But
No.
so you should have just been right clicking, I guess.
I was just using my block to cover his bullets so I didn't hit the other people. And he just wouldn't die.
Yeah. That's fucked. Oh! Oh my god.
Hanamura kind of went the same way, but I played just more junk.
Okay.
And we won that one.
Okay. So, I mean, we could look at that another time if you want, but I feel like this is a really good foundation of how I want you to start improving yourself. Just it's honestly really simple. Like rather than be like, "Oh yeah, you know, you should just be a better player in this way or that way." Just literally preparing before the fight and putting yourself in situations where you could hit easy shots. Because at the end of the day, bro, pros, yeah, you're going to see him hit some crazy shots. But
Yeah.
if you see how many easy opportunities and kills and shots they get, it's like, what? Like, I could hit that. And, like, you see a pro miss an easy shot, and you're like, bro, put me in out. I could have hit that. But then, you know, that same person, they don't know the preparation and, you know, the forethought that player had before that fight. So there's so many things that you have to think about. But it's important to just start with, okay, how do I want to play this fight? Ashe, I'm probably gonna want to be on high ground. So which high ground? Which angle? Okay, my Ryan's over there. I'm gonna try and shoot their round in the back, or I'm gonna try and pressure the supports. It's just super little like things. You don't have to have this whole conversation with yourself, but it should be at least subconscious.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. It'll become subconscious, but I want you to be actively, consciously thinking about it at first.
Okay.
So yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
No, not really. That covers off most of what I wanted to.
Pog.
See in here.
Alright, so let's get the scrim going.
Yeah.
Thank you, like, subscribe, I love you all.